Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where it is a gorgeous Friday here in downtown Jackson, and we appreciate you all tuning in. To begin the show, we're going to do something a little different. Our good friend Cheryl has talked with our good friend Brianna about Bookish by Bree, and she has some major announcements to make. So they did a little video, and we're going to play that for you to start off the show this morning, and then we'll be back maybe with some fun, weird news and some other things. So here is Cheryl and our good friend Bree talking about some exciting things she has coming up. So we hope you enjoy it.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Hi, everybody. I am here with Bree from Bookish by Bree, and you have some pretty exciting news to share today, too.
And we have a whole total name change.
I know. I saw that.
Yes.
But first, we are going to talk about something really exciting. Bree runs a monthly book club through her bookstore, and she's going to share that with us and what the book of the month is and how you guys can get involved in reading the book and discussing it. So pretty exciting. Hey, Bree.
Yeah, hi. So for the month of September, I'm super into themed things. So for the month of September, we're going with the apple theme. This is called Apples Never Fall by Lane Moriarty.
I think it's Leanne Moriarty.
Leanne?
I think it's Leanne. And
Well, I don't even know.
And Moriarty, like the villain in Sherlock Holmes.
Yes. See? You already know more than I do.
Well, I've read a bunch of her books. I don't know if you've read them, but
I have not, but I've heard really good things, and that's one reason why I picked this one. And then with September being Apple Festival month, it just kind of made sense to go with it. So I'm glad that you have read some of her stuff.
I have. She's
New York Times bestseller.
Yeah, she's actually one of my favorite authors.
Yeah.
So pretty exciting.
It is on the back. It tells us it's a gripping novel that looks at marriage, siblings, and how the people we love the most can hurt us the deepest. It sounds like there's been a murder. I have not read it yet, but that will be happening soon. But it sounds like there's been a murder that happened. So if you enjoy thrillers, it would be a good time to join us for this one.
I will tell you, I did read the book, and there is a twist like towards the middle-ish end or so. If you're a fan of tennis plays a big part in this book. The family runs this like prestigious tennis academy. All of the family members play tennis, and so tennis plays a role in this as well.
Okay.
And but yeah, it's all about like family and family dynamics and especially about siblings, adult siblings. Which, if you're like me and you have adult siblings, you know that the kind of the relationship changes as you become an adult. And how you.
It sounds like there's some secrets amongst the siblings.
Yes, and like all good families, right? There's some secrets. And it's kind of how the siblings deal with each other, how they deal with their parents.
Okay.
Like I said, there's a really good twist in this one.
Okay.
So, and no spoilers. Absolutely no spoilers.
Yes.
So the book club, I know you guys pick a book each month.
Mm-hmm.
And when does this month's book club meet?
So for this month, we are going to meet on September 12th. That's a Friday night at 6 p.m. And we're actually going to meet at the new store location. So you'll get kind of like a sneak peek if you want to come.
So if you don't follow Bookish by Bree on Facebook, she has some pretty exciting news that she just announced like 2 or 3 days ago. So this is like breaking news, breaking Main Street news.
Yes. So Bookish by Bree is now going to be Bookish on Main because we are moving to our own brick and mortar location on Main Street. The address is 384 Main Street, and it's right beside Rattless Pool Center.
Okay.
So we're super excited to be right there on Main Street, right downtown. And like I said, if you want to come on September 12th, then you kind of get a sneak peek of what's going on. It will be under construction, but we've got some painting going on and different things. And I feel like having book club there just kind of gives people a little inside look, and and then they can get excited about actually coming once we open.
So it's pretty exciting because it hasn't even been a year.
No.
Since you opened in the other location.
We opened in November.
So I mean, if you know about the bookshop, it's the bookshop that's in Jackson. We're pretty lucky.
Yes.
And she opened up inside of
Ellie Mills.
Mm-hmm. And now she's moving to her own location, which means a bigger space, and that is just so exciting in less than a year.
I know, everything has happened so quickly, and the whole community has been so supportive, and we're really excited to have our own space and have more author events and different things, and just have that room to expand. So it'll be great. We're excited.
So if you don't have the book already, you can stop by the existing location,
at Ellie Mills. Yes, you can grab it there. I'm also a very big supporter of just read. So if you are a reader on Kindle, I noticed on there it is free, and I went ahead and put it on my Kindle, but then obviously I have the physical copy too. But if you're reading and you want to listen to it on audiobook and you want to read it on Kindle, I'd rather you not support the billionaires, but I also understand that we are busy. So sometimes reading on our phone or whatever is easier, listening to it. So you are welcome to just read the book. However, or like you, for example, have already read the book, you're welcome to still come and just kind of join and talk about books. And so we always have a good time.
It's probably available through the library too.
I'm sure it is. Yes.
So you might be able to
we
pick
love
up
the Jackson City Library.
You might be able to pick up, they probably only have maybe 1 or 2 copies.
Probably.
But if you're looking to pick it up, you can stop by Bookish by Bree in LA Mercantile and pick up a copy. It is a really good book, I will tell you. And if you enjoy this one, the other Leanne Moriarty books are really good as well. Several of them have been made into series.
Netflix series. Yes, I've seen that.
9 Perfect Strangers. That's a really good one. Big Little Lies. That's a really popular one as well. That was a really good series as well. So I would, if you like kind of that twisty, family dynamics-y kind of story, a little bit dark, not real dark, but a little bit dark.
We like a little bit of that.
Yeah, like you're kind of not exactly sure where it's going.
Right.
She's a really good author for that. Very exciting news. I'm so excited for you that you're moving onto Main Street, and how lucky we are that we have a bookstore in our little town, our little area, that we have a growing bookstore and where you can stop in and get ideas for what to read next. I don't know if you're like me. I'm always looking for what I'm going to read next and try to carve out some time to read. And I think book club's a really exciting opportunity as well. So many of us, we're so busy.
Yes.
And to try to carve out time for yourself is extremely important.
Yes.
And get together with people who have similar interests, or meet people that have different interests. It's also, once again, if you're a reader, it's a great way to get ideas for what to read next, not just for whatever the next book club book is, but in talking to other people about, hey, what did you read? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
And a lot of times it forces you to read something that you wouldn't typically pick up.
Oh, yeah.
Because we do try to do different genres, and so that way you're not always stuck in romance or, you do get some exposure to those different genres. So.
Yeah. And some of the best books, I'm a huge reader, but some of the best books that I've ever read are ones that I didn't think I was going to like.
Me too.
Like, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm not a big fan of fantasy type of books.
Yes.
And then I read something that somebody's like, oh my gosh, you have to read this book. And I'm like,
and it's so good.
Oh my gosh, I get it. This book is really, really good.
Yes.
So yeah, I try to, I tend to stay kind of in my lane of what I like, but I try to venture out a little bit. And book club is a great way to find those hidden gems
and make friends. We typically go to dinner after. We go to Six Sense almost every single time. So you're welcome to join us. We love to have new members, and you don't have to commit to coming every single month. I know times are busy, so if you can't come one month but you can come the next, there's no big commitment to it. It's not serious. We have a lot of fun. So
Well, very exciting. And the club meets on the 12th. So will you come back after the 12th and we can talk about the book a little bit?
I would love to.
Okay. I may actually reread it.
Okay.
So I read it probably about a year and a half ago or so. And I remember it, which is, that tells you it's a good book.
Exactly.
That a year and a half later, I still remember the book.
Yes.
So that gives you a chance to read it.
Yeah.
And we can talk about it.
Yeah, sounds good. And then I'll bring the one for October.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she likes a theme, so
I do.
So we'll see where that one goes.
Yeah.
So, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I hope that you can make it out to the book club and go visit their new location. When do you expect to open up?
October 2nd is our goal for our opening day. And then I believe ribbon cutting is going to be that Saturday, which will be October 4th.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. We're working really hard.
Pretty exciting. October is going to bring big things for Bookish, and that's now going to be called
Bookish on Main.
Bookish on Main. How exciting. So come back and see us towards the end of the month. We'll talk about the book, and we'll get an update on where you are in construction. And
sounds great.
Go out and see them the first week of October. Yay. So thanks again for joining us, Bree, and we will see you later. Bye.
Bye.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
All right. Well, thank you to Cheryl and Bree for letting us know some of the exciting things they have coming up, and we hope that you enjoyed that. And look who we found. We found our friend Caitlin from Lake Hope, and you are the naturalist there. Mm-hmm. And we are going to talk about just some of the cutest little creatures on Earth, bats.
Yes. Yes, we are. So tomorrow night, we'll get right into it. Tomorrow night is International Bat Night, and that typically...
Who knew?
I know. Well, yeah, that particular holiday typically is observed in Europe, Africa, and Asia, but,
Why not?
We just need more and more excuses to talk about bats, so...
Right?
Yeah.
Because they're good, contrary to what people want to believe.
Exactly.
They do a lot of good for us.
They do, definitely. So here in the U.S., we do have Bat Week, and we have International Bat Day, not Bat Night. But yeah, this week, tomorrow night specifically, we can just talk all about bats. People celebrate bats and how great they are.
I think that's awesome. So, are you doing any specific event, or you're just here to bring awareness to the bats?
I'm here to bring awareness
to our friends, the bat.
To the bats.
Yes.
Or to us from the bats. There you go.
So what are some of the common misconceptions that you hear about bats, or that people have about bats? Because I think we've all seen, the vampire movies, and people think that they just bite you and are full of rabies. Is that kind of what you hear?
That is what a lot of people spread rumors about, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you that it is not true. At least not in the amount that people think that it is. So in Ohio, we have about 13 bats that we can find here, 11 very frequently. And all of those species of bats eat insects, and that is it. So we don't have any blood-sucking vampire bats here in Ohio. Mm-mm. So check that off of the myth list.
Are there blood-sucking bats somewhere?
There are vampire bats. They do exist.
Okay, just not here.
Just not here.
Okay.
They're more of a southern species, so think down into like Mexico, in that area.
Okay.
So much for more tropical species.
Okay.
And even though we associate vampires and we hear the myths about vampire bats sucking human blood, they typically will feed off of livestock.
Okay.
So they'll make a little cut in a cow skin or maybe chickens while they're sleeping, very small. They'll lap up blood, maybe like a tablespoon worth. So it's not, sucking the animal
they're
dry.
They're not killing the animal.
No, they're not killing the animals. The animals don't turn into bats after it happens.
Or vampires.
Or vampires, anything.
This is no Twilight.
No Twilight. It basically happens with just, those particular livestock animals and not humans.
We're too feisty for them. Like, we would fight back, so we're too hard of a target for them.
I feel like it, yeah.
Like, why would they?
Yeah,
pick on us, right?
Exactly.
So, okay, so the bats that we have here in Ohio that we are going to celebrate tomorrow evening, and we should every day, because they do so much good.
They do.
And it was interesting. I was talking with a family member the other day, and she said, "Man, do you have all the mosquitoes at your house?" And I said, "No, I don't, and I never have." And she said, "Why?" And I said, "Because we live in the country surrounded by, I feel like, a lot of trees, and we have bats that fly around, and I think that they help take care of all of that, right?"
Yeah, they do. So I said before that all of our bats here in Ohio, they eat insects. A lot of bats worldwide will eat insects. So that right there is helping with like vector species control. Vector species are animals or organisms that can deliver diseases to humans. So mice, rats, mosquitoes, and those are the things that we want to control populations of because, then we don't get as sick. We don't spread those diseases with those animals. So you're absolutely right. Bats will eat mosquitoes, but they will also eat lots and lots of other bugs. A lot of them being like agricultural pests. So not just mosquitoes that directly bother us, but indirectly have impacts on humans too. So worldwide, I'd say bats are saving us billions and billions of dollars for the agricultural business because they're not only are they eating insects that are potentially destroying crops, but they're also pollinating some plants. So we don't necessarily have pollinator bats here, but in more tropical places there are plenty.
Okay.
So, that pollination might only happen because of bats or is better with bats. And so then you get more fruits and beans and things because of bats. And then also seed dispersal because there are fruit bats that eat fruits. And,
then they poo.
You eat a fruit and then you also eat the seeds inside and then they'll fly. They'll drop their guano. That's what bat poop is called, guano. And then, that seed can be generated into a plant. So they do a lot of good, not just here in Ohio, but worldwide, especially when it comes to agriculture.
That is amazing. See, so and here's the thing that I think, I don't know if it terrifies people or what, is, they get into your house.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of good, but a bat flying around in your house is a little creepy.
Sure.
Or any animal running around your house is not supposed to be there.
Right. we like our personal space.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
what do you do?
You actually right now, between August 1st and the end of October, you do not have to have an exclusion permit to seal off openings in a building that maybe they're getting into. So like your house, for example. So all you have to do right now if you have issues with bats is contact your pest control company. They can come out, make sure nobody's inside, and then seal off any of those openings that they're utilizing. Now, once we get into the winter time, so the start of November through April, maybe April 1st, maybe April 15th, I can't remember, you do need exclusion permits.
Okay.
And that basically is a letter that goes to Division of Wildlife's chief or their designee to make sure that the bats that you're excluding from your building are not endangered species or state threatened species. So
Okay.
we are trying to protect those bats,
Sure.
but we understand that we don't want them in the house.
Yeah. There's a happy medium in there somewhere.
Yeah,
Right?
so in the wintertime, you do need a permit. It's a fairly easy process from what I understand, and you would just contact Division of Wildlife if you need to do that during that time period. Then there's a springtime no exclusion permit required time frame. And then in the summertime until August 1st, because they're having their babies, we don't want to evict
okay.
mom with
Sure.
her baby. So there is another time period where you would need those exclusion permits.
Now, I have a friend who, I don't know what you would say, I call him Trapper John. Hi, John, if you're watching. Who is certified to come out and do like pest removal or something. But when somebody, I mean, is that what you need to do, or can you just do this on your own? And if you get hold of said bat, can you just let it outside? Or like, what should you do?
So if you're looking at putting up some sort of barrier so they can't get in, I suppose you could do that yourself. You still want to make sure that the species of bats that are in there are not one of those protected species, one
Okay.
of those state threatened or endangered species, because Division of Wildlife likes to know where those are at.
Sure.
And then they can provide maybe some resources or information on how to best do that if you want to do it yourself. If you don't want to call a company, that's fine. So, but yeah, during the period where you don't need a permit, like at the Nature Center, I've had bats inside before. It's a very porous building, that's what I call it.
Porous.
It's very porous. There's lots of holes everywhere. Everybody
It's
gets inside.
old.
I have just, put on some protective gloves and then scooped up the bat or put a towel over it with some gloves, scooped it up. And when it's warm outside, not in the middle of the winter time, then I'll take it outside. Whether it comes right back in or not, who knows. But yeah, so you can do those things, but I recommend that we get a hold of Division of Wildlife and just make sure that you're doing it the proper way.
Sure, okay.
And doing the things you need to do during that proper season.
Okay. Perfect. I
Yeah.
love that. Because they do good. And there's so many animals, we were talking off the air, there's so many critters out there that get such a bad rap for, maybe they're not the cutest, like possums, which I think they're cute, but, you were saying that there's people that think they're super cute, and then there's, obviously people that don't.
Right.
But there's so many critters out there that do so much good for the environment that I just feel like get a bad rap. I will say, what on earth is a yellow jacket on this planet for? Because
Yeah.
I need to know.
I have the answer for you.
You do?
I do.
Okay, well, you let me know, because I see absolutely nothing good about yellow jackets.
I understand that.
They are so annoying at our house.
Yeah, especially this time of year. They are very annoying. But breaking news, yellow jackets have a purpose on Earth. So most of their season, they are meat eaters. They are insect control. So they will eat other bugs that bother us.
Well, why don't they stay away from us then? Because
I know. So this time of year, the clock is ticking down. So a lot of those wasp species, the queen is the only one that is going to overwinter. She'll mate in the late summer, early fall, and then she goes underground oftentimes and has fertilized eggs ready to go, so that in the springtime she can restart her colony. Everybody else dies off. So in preparation for mating, oftentimes yellow jackets, bald-faced hornets, those kinds of waspy Vespidae species, they start craving carbs. And so that could be your pop, it could be jelly on a sandwich, it could be cookies, it could be sugar water in your hummingbird feeders. That's what we have a lot of at the nature center.
Okay.
And they start seeking out those things, and that's when they become more of a problem, because maybe you're eating outside like a picnic.
That's what I was going to say. So that's the thing. I had a get together last year at this time, and it was like we did like the Low Country Boil thing.
Yeah.
And we had to run for our lives. It was awful.
Yeah. So last year, if you remember, we were in a severe drought. And so because they had a lot more time, a lot drier weather,
Okay.
they really ramped up a lot earlier, and there was a lot more colonies and bigger colonies.
Yeah,
Last year,
I can vouch for that.
we typically don't have issues with them until like the beginning of August.
Yeah.
And I was having issues with them in like June.
Okay.
The middle of June. So, and that was just because we had no rain.
Okay.
And they were just kept going with their colonies. So this year is, a little bit more back to normal.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what happens. They start really wanting carbs, sugar,
Okay.
to help with the mating process
Interesting.
before they die.
Yeah. Hey, at least they have a little fun before they go, right?
You're allowed a little peanut butter or something,
Yeah, I mean, come on, throw them a bone here. So, okay, and I have one more question for you, because this is the other thing that I do not understand the purpose of them on this earth is a boar bee.
Oh, yeah. They're pollinators.
Okay.
So they're helping to pollinate, maybe not
As they
necessarily.
eat our houses,
Right.
holes in our houses,
Yeah,
and structures.
The reason they're boring in is because they are placing their eggs, and the larva will grow in that tunnel. But yeah, they're natural pollinators for lots of different plants, not necessarily like agricultural plants, but some of those beautiful spring and summer flowers that we really enjoy.
I'm
out
so
in
sad
nature.
that you told me that, because I was just thinking that they were just evil.
Yeah.
No, it's good to know that they do have a purpose out there,
do have a
besides
purpose.
destroying our, soffits and fascia and
Yeah, especially when
wood
you
things.
have like a log cabin or something.
Yes.
It can be very
that would
annoying.
be awful.
Yeah.
Well, they're pollinating, folks, so just let them go.
Yeah. Or, there's different patent things you can use, or wrapping it in aluminum will help that. But yeah, every organism, whether we like them or not, whether they're annoying or not, does have a job to do in the ecosystem. So, before you kill off everything, just kind of understand where that organism is coming from.
Well, and when we humans start messing with that is when things go awry sometimes.
Yeah, balance can get thrown off.
Yes.
And then it's a lot harder to rebalance things. So
Because nature should just do its thing.
ideally.
Although I guess sometimes, we do get some overpopulation, like the deer or something of that nature, where we have to kind of intervene a little bit. But
gosh, that's a whole nother
We
conversation.
could do a 5-week session on that probably.
Yeah, yep. For
But-
sure.
So why are, for example, we've lived at our house for over 20 years now, and I have these ginormous hostas that come back every year. And for about 15 years of that, the deer never touched them. Never ate anything at our house. And now all of a sudden, everything is gone. Is that just overpopulation? Are my hostas just more tasty, as they get older? What do you think?
I've never tried one, so I don't know.
I haven't either.
But, you can actually eat the new shoots in the springtime.
Can you?
Yeah, you can. But I would wonder about, it could be overpopulation where there's maybe a lack of food resources, and then they're just looking for other places that they don't normally go, kind of spreading out, looking for food. That often happens. Or maybe somebody just accidentally found it and they were like, this is delicious.
Come
try this
awesome.
out. Come try
Come on,
this.
kids. Come on over.
And then, they kind of spread the word. They teach the younger ones. So I'm sorry about your hostas.
It's okay. You know what? Honestly, they are so much fun to watch. And, I have, you have the mom. And then deer are so funny because you can tell. It's like mom and grandma and probably aunt and babies. And, like, they're so fun to watch their family dynamic.
Yeah, definitely. My favorite is the little babies when they're learning how to use their legs, and they get the zoomies, they run around, and you can see them like kicking and playing, and
mom's like,
yeah. Sometimes she'll tell them, she'll tell them what's up.
Yep.
Stay right here, don't move.
And yeah, we've had several instances, the corgi again, where she'll happen upon mom and the baby and bark or whatever. I'm like, she is going to kick your butt. I mean, like, she is going to come after you. So, because they will come after they'll come after dogs or whatever and stomp them because they're protecting.
Yeah.
Just as a mama does.
Just as a mom does. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's, if they're together like that, you want to be a little bit careful. They don't necessarily often attack humans, but, other animals for sure. If they get a little too close, if the corgi starts smelling around in the wrong places, sure. Yeah, that could happen.
And then I do know, I think one of the most interesting things that's come out of a talk, we've had Ted Witham here a couple of times. Let's see, what is he? The game warden, I think, or something of that nature.
For Jackson County? Yeah.
And to talk about, and he has mentioned numerous times that people will find baby deer and they believe that they're alone or that mommy has deserted them, and that's not the case. She puts them down and she goes out and does mama's stuff, and they are to sit there until she comes back to get them. So if you find a baby deer, maybe with some spots or whatever, and you think it's alone or been abandoned, that's not necessarily the case.
Yes.
So don't pick it up and steal it or take it. Yeah.
Please don't. Yeah. The babies, when they're really, really young like that and still nursing, they don't have any scent. So mom will put them in a place where where she feels like they're safe.
Yeah.
And you're right. They stay there. She goes out and forages, and then she'll come back eventually to nurse and move. And then that baby, because there's no scent, oftentimes predators can't find it because they will hunt by smell oftentimes, or things will find it by smell. So that camouflage, the spots that you mentioned, they blend in very well wherever they're at.
Oh, you can walk right up to them almost and not.
They're very obedient most of the time,
except for when they're kicking and playing.
And they won't move. Yeah, except for when they got the zoomies. So, yeah, he said the right thing. Of course, you're just leaving them there. If you notice that the deer's ears, like the tip of the fawn's ears, are curved, that could mean that it hasn't nursed in a while and it's starting to get dehydrated and malnourished.
Oh, okay.
So if you do happen to see like curled ears like that, maybe something happened to mom, you can call 1-800-WILDLIFE and let them know. Maybe the game warden will come out and observe.
But please,
but just
let
leave
the
it
professionals
there.
do it.
Yeah, just leave it there. That's the best thing for the deer.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Well, let's talk about some of the things that you have going on at Lake Hope other than bats.
Right. Yeah, it's Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
So,
Kind of the last kickoff to, or, the last
Yes.
hurrah of summer.
exactly. So, today we have archery coming up at 10:30, so you can meet me at the park here in just a little bit.
Wait, that sounds fun.
Archery, yes. That'll go 10:30s every Friday through, I typically do the end of November. So we have lots of
Love
opportunities for archery. I teach you guys how to shoot a bow and arrow if you're not familiar. So it's a really good intro for beginners or kids if you're available to do that Friday mornings.
You should bring that in. We could do it right here on the show.
We could. There's enough space. We could set up like a
Look out, Adrian.
target somewhere. Right in front of the monitor.
Yeah, he's got that monitor there protective. I don't know.
So that's happening today. This afternoon at 1 o'clock, we have our hand feeding hummingbird program, which I talked about the last time.
Yes, so fun.
So this is the last weekend to do that. So we're doing it today, tomorrow, and Sunday, and then that's it through the season because those little hummingbirds are migrating.
Yeah, they move.
They're
smart.
Yeah, they head down to tropical areas.
Don't blame them.
Yeah, for the winter time. So they're doing it right now. And then we have tomorrow we're doing a turtle feeding program. I believe that's at 10. We have our snake feeding program that is at 11. We have the hummingbird program again, and then a track program in the afternoon. I think at 4 o'clock tomorrow. And then Sunday, we have a whole slew of things going on. My aide, Nicole, she's going to be up at the lodge for brunch.
Listen.
With some things. I know.
Go to brunch at Lake Hope. It is awesome.
It's good. I don't go up there because I'll just sit there my whole shift and
Eat.
Yeah. Cinnamon rolls and pizza and brisket.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. So she'll be up there with some sort of display for a few hours.
Okay.
And then we have hummingbirds again. We do a program called Animal Olympics where we talk about different animals' super abilities, and we pretend that we're animals. And then
I love that.
Yeah, it's really fun. Sunday night we have a glowworm walk where I talk about fireflies or lightning bugs and their larvae that are in the ground right now. Or on the ground, and they glow too.
What?
They glow too.
Wait, I've never.
Yeah.
Where do you find them?
Oh, well, some species of lightning bugs, they just can be like right in your yard if you don't use herbicides or pesticides. Because, if you use that kind of stuff, you're going to get no lightning bugs.
I don't have anything in my yard.
Yeah, but you could find them glowing off and on in your yard, just the mowed grass. Some of them like a little bit more moisture, so I think we're going to be down by the edge of the lake near the shelter house Sunday night and taking a look for them in that area. And I'll talk about the life cycle of the lightning bug, why they're important. And we were talking about bats earlier.
Yeah.
Lightning bugs are another nocturnal creature, of course, and one thing that we can do to help both those species and also a lot of migrating birds right now, because this wonderful weather is pushing them south, is turning off all our lights at nighttime outside of our house. That's going to help the lightning bugs, that's going to help the bats, that's going to help the birds.
In what way does that help them?
So a lot of them are moving at nighttime, especially during migration.
Okay.
And they get confused sometimes when they see lights. They might get drawn toward that light. A lot of times they'll hit skyscrapers and they'll kill them. But lightning bugs specifically are going to not be able to see each other when they're flashing during the summertime.
Okay.
And that flashing is how they find mates.
Okay.
So they'll flash back and forth, and the male will come closer to the female, and that's how they find each other. So if it's too bright out, you have all your external lights on at your house, they can't find each other, and they can't make glowworms.
Oh, we need
Little
glowworms.
babies. Little babies. Yeah.
How cute.
So that's how I'm wrapping up this Labor Day weekend, is with my glowworm walk on Sunday evening.
That is awesome. So where can somebody find like your schedule of events? Because we just threw a lot of information at people.
Oh, yes. So you can always check ohiodnr.gov and look up Lake Hope State Park's program schedule on our official website.
Okay.
We're also on Facebook, so I have all of the end of August programs on our Facebook page under Lake Hope State Park. And I just posted September's schedule on there last week too. So that all the stuff that we're going to do coming up this next month is there as well.
Oh, you put that in the comments. Okay, thank you. Very good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else you wanted to share while you're here? It's always so much fun to have you here.
I know I don't have any props today. I'm sorry. But
well, next time she's going to bring a bow and arrow.
there we go.
We're going to see
We'll
if we
talk
can.
about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Okay, Mom.
No, I'm always happy to come on and share what we have going on at the park. All my programs are free. So feel free to come out this weekend or through the entire year. I have stuff going on even in the wintertime. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just remember, bats are your friend.
bats are our friends.
Yes. Pete Wilson, do you believe that?
I do believe
Oh, he does. And possums are your friend too. Just to let you know. We'll talk about possums sometime.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
We can do that.
Okay.
I have a prop for that.
You do?
I do.
Awesome.
Yeah, I could bring a possum in. Not a live one.
Aw,
Not a live one.
that would be fun too. All right. Well, Kaylin, thank you so much for stopping by. We greatly appreciate it. And it's always so much fun to have you here. And I tell you what, our friend Pete Wilson is in the house, so we do have a message or two to play. And we're going to let Kaylin get back to her work because she is very, very busy. So we will be back right after this with Pete Wilson.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
All right, and it is Friday, and Pete Wilson is here in the house with his red shirt on, which means
that the Ironmen are playing, and we're going to be broadcasting and streaming and all that.
with Dan, and Pete.
Right, and that is just a sliver of what the Telegram and Total Media is doing as far as
yes.
Friday night football coverage.
Yeah.
So much of it. This is the second week of the season. We will get to that in just a minute, but we'll start with some regular news.
Okay.
Okay, important issue up in Vinton County that we want to touch on. We'll have a more detailed story in next week's paper, but we'll tease you a little bit. This kind of came out at the last Vinton County Commissioners meeting. And of course, we have that horrible situation with the Hotel MacArthur, the terrible fire there.
Oh, yes.
The CVB in Vinton County had $2.8 million for, the renovation project. And, some work had already been done. And then,
Yeah.
early July, that destructive fire hits the building, the shell of the building there, but the roof caves in. So, a lot of work needs to be done. Okay, very weird situation. We've talked about it before. There's two different tourism groups in Vinton County. There's the CVB, which has the Hotel MacArthur project. They were the ones who secured the grant to do the Hotel MacArthur. That is a tourism project for sure. Good for downtown revitalization, but obviously could bring extra people into Vinton County and MacArthur, a
Yes.
nice place to stay.
Absolutely.
A kind of a restored historic hotel on a small scale right there in the middle of MacArthur. But then you also have the Vinton County Department of Tourism, which is through the commissioner's office, have their own office. So that's Amanda Mason, of course. She is the executive director. She was here yesterday. They control the bed tax, the lodging tax, which is the operating revenue often that goes on for tourism. And so these are separate groups. So this kind of played out at the last Tuesday's commissioners meeting. Members of the CVB board were there, along with a gentleman by the name of Scott Claypool, not on the CVB board, but kind of advocating for them. He asked the commissioners, this is Mr. Claypool seated to the right. There's a couple of the county commissioners there behind the desk listening and looking at papers. The issue is Mr. Claypool and the CVB, of course, is behind him because they were there in the audience. They would like the commissioners to approve paying the mortgage costs on the Hotel MacArthur so they can help continue or move forward on that project. They are asking for $2,000 per month over a period that will go for through a total of $24,000 to pay off the mortgage. That's supposedly what is needed. There is the Hotel MacArthur, by the way. You can kind of probably tell by looking at the windows and like that and how the bricks look that there was some fire damage there, but the real damage, you see on an aerial view, and of course on the interior, nobody can be in there right now. But anyway, so they asked the commissioners if they would be willing to help out on that, and the pitch was, hey, listen, this tourism is good for all of us, whether it's CVB or the Department of Tourism. Of course, I'm sure the commissioners in the Department of Tourism, Amanda's office, already have budgeted the money that's coming in. So the commissioners didn't make a decision. They asked for the CVB to make a formal request in writing for that money, and then they would go ahead. One of the factors that may determine what the commissioners do, I'm imagining, is whether insurance will cover, the insurance payment will cover maybe the mortgage costs that have to be paid off.
Okay.
The CVB has already applied, and apparently they're going to have the county support on this for a $1 million brownfield grant that will kind of clean things up before they get to the renovation, because now they have another step to go through because of that fire.
Sure.
So it is going to be a long process, but the issue sitting on the commissioner's table now is whether to share part of the tourism money with the CVB. And quite frankly, there was a split between the county and the CVB that was not positive. I mean, it was an adversarial type relationship there.
Right.
That was the county that cut themselves off from the CVB, kept money away from the CVB, but did their own Department of Tourism to advance the cause of tourism. But the CVB is still there doing what they do, and they're the ones that have the grant and have control of the Hotel MacArthur. So there's your issue right there. So we'll see what happens on both those fronts, the grant and the request for the mortgage money. Kate, last big weekend of the summer, you could say. That's kind of how we look at the Labor Day weekend.
It is, yes.
But the day after Labor Day, on the downtown streets of Wellston, the Wellston, Ohio Hill Country Festival will unfold. And Jeremiah Shaver worked very hard this past week getting up a bunch of preview information. It's all going to be in Saturday's paper and posted, but we'll have a schedule. We'll have a major preview of all the activities, a separate story on the entertainment. There's lots of live entertainment. I'm sure Aaron Dupree, the president, talked about some of that when he was there. But the bottom line is you can go to it in one place in Saturday's edition of the Telegram. Once again, the Ohio Hill Country Festival starts on Wednesday and goes through Saturday. This is the earliest dates that they could have because Labor Day is on September the 1st. Pushes everything up through the month of September, including the Apple Festival, 2 weeks later. So lots of information, pictures of all the royalty. That is something that you can see in Saturday's paper. A couple of things that kind of in advance of the festival we want to tell if people are interested. But in the depot, they have two exhibits that go on, the art show and I got to not miss all this, the quilt, needlework, and crafts show. And there's other things in addition to quilts, needleworks, and crafts. There's sewing and some other items in there. But if you want to be part of that, if you want to enter something on that, doesn't cost a lot of money. It's pretty low cost. And to go as a spectator, as a visitor, doesn't cost anything.
Right.
But these both go on in the depot. But of course, they need to set up. And the deadline to do that, the time to register and set up to submit items for either of these shows is this Sunday. The art show, You need to be there between 12 and 2 if you're an artist and you want to have something in the art show. And there are 3 divisions. This has to be original artwork, not somebody else's artwork. But there are a number of divisions that are available, professional, youth, et cetera there.
Sure.
And so all that, youth entries are actually free. Entry fees for professional artists and for amateurs are only $5. For professionals, $3 for amateurs. So it's professional, amateur, and youth, 3 different divisions. It's always a wonderful exhibit. If you want to enter the Quilt, Needlework, and Craft Show, you have to be there at the depot from 1 to 3 p.m. It is free to enter the show, no cost at all, but that is when you need to be there to register and turn in your item for display. And then all those things will be on display starting on Wednesday during certain hours at the depot. One end of the depot is the art show, the other end is the Quilt, Needlework, and Craft Show. And they'll have awards determined sometime during the week, and you can see who won the awards on Saturday. There's People's Choice, I know, for at least one of those shows as well. So that's just a little bit off the beaten track right there where the Ohilco Festival takes place. All right. If you're driving along Main Street, you probably saw a bunch of paving work taking place in the city of Jackson again. Just off Main Street, this is Carr Street where this happened. Just all across the Muron Street. The McKee Paving Company from Nelsonville was back doing a lot of work in that area. And in this past week, paved was Carr Street, which you're looking at right now on the picture. Also paved were some other streets, Corporation Street and Circle Drive and Y Drive, which are all there together. So all those were paved this past week. No work going on today. They must have finished yesterday, I do believe. More paving starts, we presume, next week because the city has already put out the next list of streets.
Okay.
They will be Beaver Pike from Westview School to High Street, Watts Blevins Street, Broad Street, Walnut Street, or the part of Walnut Street from Broadway to South Locust Street from the alley to Broad Street. These streets will be paved probably in this week after Labor Day. And of course, if you live on those streets, be prepared not to park along the street. There should be signs posted if they aren't already to let you know they can't pave if your car or your truck or your Jeep is in the way.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No, absolutely not. Okay, we want to say a little bit more. We mentioned that Erica Calhoun got picked as the new Oak Hill Village Councilwoman. Didn't know a whole lot about her. Well, now we have her picture, and we can tell you a little about her. There is Erica. She looks like she's happy to be the new Councilwoman. She was one of 3 candidates, and the council voted her in unanimously to fill the unexpired term of Jennifer Hughes through the rest of the year. She is a insurance company office manager. She's a former teacher in both the Oak Hill Union Local Schools and the St. Peter and Paul Catholic School. And she feels council should be closer in tune to the issues of younger people and families. And she thinks that that Oak Hill government needs to look to the future and think what they can do through younger people and families and activities.
Okay.
All right. I do have the red shirt on. It is Friday night football time, and we have all 4 of our local teams in action. The Ironmen will be playing again, and they're playing a very familiar rival we haven't played in several years, the Gallia Academy Blue Devils.
Oh, my, yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
We both go back a ways with Jackson High School, and we know that was one of our main rivals for a year, almost kind of our main rival after, Wellston wasn't on the schedule anymore. Jackson, through the history, has played more games against Gallia Academy than any team except Wellston and Logan.
Okay.
So it goes back, glad to see that series continuing at least through 2 years, here this year at Gallia Academy next year. Game time is 7:30. Originally, all the games were set for 7 p.m., but this week and next week at least, it's going to be 7:30, a little bit later start. It turns out it's not going to be that hot anyway, but the game will start at 7:30 p.m. WKOV 96.7 FM. The other home game this week will be the Vinton County Vikings. They were on the road last week. This week they will take on Unioto. Non-conference game, WYRO 98.7 FM. the Jackson and Vinton County games will also be video streamed. All right. Our other 2 games are on the road, so we'll have radio coverage only. Wellston won last week against Oak Hill. They will be going to Piketon for a game against the Red Streaks. That game will be on WYPC 1330 AM and 105.3 FM. That's the companion FM station. The Oak Hill Oaks will go north to play Fairfield Christian near Lancaster. That game will be broadcast on WCGO 97.7 FM. Programming note, the Oak Hill game, the Wellston game, and the Vinton County game all start at 7 p.m.
Okay.
All right, so don't miss that. And then, of course, as we mentioned yesterday, the University of Rio Grande plays its very first football game since 1949. Alumni Stadium, 3:30 game time.
Yep.
Our own sports director of Total Media, Eric Landrum, will be the play-by-play man. Should be exciting. Also, John Eckstein and his band will be there performing as well. Alumni Stadium, big place. I'm sure there'll be plenty of seats, but it's 3:30 this Saturday. It will be on WKOV 96.7 FM as well. All the home games through the Red Storm at Alumni Stadium, so you have plenty of opportunities to see them. Do not forget that Monday is Labor Day, no school. Most governmental offices will be closed. Also, one other thing we want to tell you this weekend. This is a big thing in Hampden and in Vinton County. I've got it in here somewhere. The Hampden Fire Department does here it is, does an annual bake sale and fill the boot event on Labor Day. Remember the Jerry Lewis telethons for muscular dystrophy? It goes back to there, and Jerry Lewis, I know, God bless him, we don't have him anymore, but the Hampden Fire Department has continued its tradition of collecting money for muscular dystrophy during the Labor Day weekend. Their event, they call it the annual bake sale and fill the boot event. It's this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., and it will be in front of the Hampden Post Office on Saturday. So if you're going north on 93 or coming south on 93 the other direction, the firefighters will be out there with their boot asking for donations as motorists pass by or stop at the light or whatever.
Okay.
So, that is an excellent activity, excellent charitable activity. In addition to, if you pull over and stop, you can make a donation that way, and then you can take advantage of their bake sale. So how's this sound?
That sounds good.
Fudge, Rice Krispie treats, pumpkin rolls, homemade frozen noodles, various cakes, pies, bread, cookies, and more. Stock yourself up for the holiday weekend and help the fire department in the process.
Love it.
So there we are, Jennifer.
Excellent. Win-win for everyone.
Right, exactly.
All right. Well, with your red shirt on, I know you're going to have a good time calling the game tonight.
Oh, we love to do it. Love to do it.
Absolutely. And we appreciate you all for tuning in. Won't be here on Monday as it is Labor Day and the whole office will be closed. So have a great Labor Day and a safe Labor Day weekend. And we'll see you back here on Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.